Good morning, St. Lucia, and I hope you're noticing one of my favorite colors. I know you're thinking purple, but no, it's not my hair. We have Nurse Kodra here, and she is a good friend and first time here on this morning. So, welcome. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good.
Now,
Fine.
this month is Breast Cancer Awareness, hence the colors today.
Yes.
And we are here to spread the awareness. We have our friends from Bureau of Health here. So, moving forward, I think I'll just call you Heidi because
Sure.
this is how we are, everybody's family on this morning.
Yes.
So, this is an important month. I think breast cancer is one of the cancers that is really getting that extra push in ensuring that persons are aware, can detect even before it's full-fledged, or know something is wrong. So this is a very important month for us. And what exactly are the plans for us here in St. Lucia for this month?
Well, as we know, every year we have MASI, which participates in some of the activities. We have Cancer Society. So basically, we work together with Ministry of Health in creating awareness, and also helping people cope, because somebody or your family member, somebody or died or something from breast cancer. So we know it's and also the prevalence of breast cancer in St. Lucia is growing. We know that much. So raising awareness basically will help you detect. Again, early detection is always best, because from there you can become a breast survivor.
Right. And as with everything, I feel, it may sound cliche, but prevention is better than cure.
Yes.
Is really very important when it comes to not just breast cancer, but any cancer at that. So it is something that is growing. We hear so much about it, not just locally, but internationally. So I'm happy to see that we here in St. Lucia, through the initiatives that you all are doing as well, are really stepping up and making sure that we give that push and help educate us as a nation, to help, fight this. One thing I know may be a little bit odd on my table right now, so we have an extra friend here with us today. So this is part of our morning goodness, but this is one of the breast models that are used whenever you are going to be taught how to do the how do you say it, self-check?
Yeah, self-examination. Self-examination.
That's why she is the professional, and I'm saying self-check. So yes, when you do the self-examination, and I know that's another crucial factor in terms of, the prevention aspect. So what are the steps, and what do people need to know when they have to do a self-check?
Okay, well, we advise that women, our target right now is from the age of 25 to 50 years. And we encourage you to at least do it once a month, right? Once a month, preferably at least a week or 2 weeks after your period. Because when you have your period or it's coming, it's all sensitive. So we would want to avoid the discomfort, right? So we advise you could do it lying on your bed or preferably in the bathroom, okay? So basically, that you have lymph nodes which travel all throughout your body, and then you have lymph nodes under your arm. Right. So we advise. So there's a particular position you'd want to put yourself. So you raise your hand and you put it at the back of your head. Therefore, you get enough. You're able to feel, and you have enough area, right, to work with. And then you start from up. Preferably, use the base of your hands here, and we have two methods. You either go in a circular motion or you go from top to bottom, going towards the areola. Okay, so if we're going to start our examination, you have to be composed, and it's important by doing that you able to understand and learn your breasts, because our theme for this month is be a breast friend.
Okay. Now, know, I really like that you say that, because I feel like in our culture, maybe it's a Caribbean thing, maybe it's a St. Lucian thing, but it's almost taboo in terms of knowing your body and, these things. But it's very important. Too often we go to doctors and then they ask you certain things about your different body parts, and you cannot say because it's something we're shy about. We've never bothered get to know and connect with our body. So
it's important, So at the same time, when you get used to doing it, at the beginning it may look like, a step-by-step process, but when you get into doing it, when you get accustomed to it, it's almost like normal for you to go ahead and do it with your eyes closed. So by doing that, you're able to detect, say, but hey, as if when I touched hair 2 months ago, it did not feel that way.
Right.
Okay, so we encourage the 3, and then you go in a circular motion, right? The reason why we don't ask you to raise, because if you raise, you can miss a spot. So it's a continuous circular motion. You go clockwise, and then you continue until you get to the nipple. When you get to the nipple of the breast, you hold it down, push down, and squeeze. Okay? By right, if you're not breastfeeding, you shouldn't have any discharge. Okay? So, other than that, the signs and symptoms, some of the symptoms are, you'll probably notice you'd have this pain, and when you feel, you'd feel the lump. We know that you have glands in your breast and we have breast tissue, but that lump in particular, it's firm. It doesn't move around. So you'd be able to take, if it's something that you do monthly, then you'd be able to say, well, okay, hey, this looks different, or for some reason, my breast, this one is growing a bit bigger, it's getting a bit firmer, and sometimes you notice, we talk about, the orange, the skin of the orange, the way it looks like the dimple.
Right.
Right.
And
So
you can see like the pores in it.
right. So that's a sign. Also, if you notice the discharge from the breast, you would notice it sometimes bloody or pus-like. Then that's an alarm to say, hey, I should go to my doctor. Also, you'd probably see redness around the area of the nipple. You would see it probably being like really, really tender. You cannot really touch it. Then you'd want to go get it checked out. So by having younger, older, doesn't matter. If you're able to do the examination on your own, then, and you're able to detect it, again, stage 1 cancer, we have a lot of survivors, which is great. But then the key is getting tested and treating it early.
Right. Now, one other thing I want to touch on, for example, I feel like males feel like they are not in this group when it comes to breast cancer, and men can get breast cancer.
Yes. Men, both men and women, can get breast cancer.
Okay.
However, it's more dominant in women,
Okay.
but men can.
So, and I like the theme, become your breast friend.
Yes.
So, what are some of the activities? Because I know you guys have a full calendar of things
Yes,
to
we do.
help engage.
So from today, we're gonna have Marcy Gable Moods at Sunny Acres from 12 to 3 p.m. And then we're gonna have the we're going to launch breast cancer awareness. We're gonna have the health fair.
Oh, sorry. And what exactly is going to happen at Massey?
Well, basically, we're going to be doing education.
Okay.
We're going to be giving out leaflets, again, demonstrating
Okay.
on doing breast examinations. We're also going to be having models to give after we go through the process with you.
Okay.
Then we give you one,
Oh.
hang it up in your bathroom. So it's kind of like a
Right.
good reminder.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and then we have Sandals, we have the health fair. Well, that one is at the end of the month,
Okay.
the 30th, and we have Marcy Rodney Bay at Rodney Bay, and we have Ministry of Education. So we'll be providing services to them, and NIC. We have WASCO on the 17th, and we're not forgetting down south.
All right.
So
good.
we have Marcy Alatuni down south on the 18th of October, and Massey Stores Workplace. They also have that health fair on the 19th at Massey Stores in Viewfort. And then we have Massey Rodney Bay Heights on the 24th of October, Massey Boulevard the 25th of October, and Massey Waterfront the 30th of October.
All right. Well, first of all, I think we need to really give credit to Massey Stores coming on board and
Yes.
lending their outlets, because based on what I'm hearing, so nobody's going to be left out. There's no excuse to not know how to do a self-examination or
Right.
be better educated on breast cancer. So there's tons of outlets, and I know this may seem like a lot of information to process. Hopefully, your location stood out to you. But what is the contact number so persons can reach you all at Bureau of Health if they have further questions or want to
Okay,
be
they
part?
could contact us at 468-5349.
Okay.
So if
perfect.
you want further information or you just want to keep abreast of what's going on,
Mhm.
abreast.
Yeah, I like that.
Yes.
Pun intended.
Yes. So you could come to us, and yeah, we always open. At the end of the day, this is what we do.
Mhm.
This is our job, and we love it. We have a passion for it. So
Good stuff. Well,
Yes.
thank you very much, Heidi,
You're
for
welcome.
coming through. Thank you for educating us. Thank you to the Bureau of Health as well. So remember, October, represent, wear pink.
Wear
Remember,
pink.
real men can rock pink as well.
Yes.
And come out, support, be better aware of breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Try to find your location if you want a model as well. That's really going to help you with the self check. And in the meantime, as the month continues to unfold, let us all become breast
Best
friends. Wake up, and good morning to you, St. Lucia. So, guess what? Green Synergy, yes, the finals has come and gone, but it is not the end. We have to welcome some more Heineken family, and we are in the presence of royalty. We have the reigning champ. This is X Factor. By the way, he was the reigning champ for last year, so it's a two-peat for him. So, X Factor, congratulations.
Thank you so very much.
And welcome back to This Morning. How are you doing today?
I'm okay.
How does it feel to be the champion again for the second time in a row?
Oh well, this time it feels way better. You know, winning once and then losing and then winning, you know, like not being consistent.
Yeah.
You know, people don't really see that, you know, you're a good DJ. They just
Yes.
think, well, on the day. But, you know, winning back to back, it stamps that record saying, you know, yeah, you know what you're about. You know, you have the potential, and then, you know, you came out and show it out, and yeah.
Now, you know, one thing too, as you mentioned that, I have to stress on the fact that, first of all, this year, I must say, shout out to all the DJs who participated, because this year, you definitely had competition. You know, other years, it's like, okay, not too many guys. When you sitting back as somebody observing the show, you're like, okay, yeah, there's not too many strong contenders. But this year, across the board, I find all the DJs were strong. So you had competition.
And it showed on the day because, you know, I had that pressure, tons of pressure, because I know the guys were coming in good this year, and, you know, I had that extra pressure. But then, you know, I kept calm and, you know, did what I usually do. And that's what it is.
Wait, now, even on the day, you know, as you were hearing people play, I mean, you came in early in the event. So even some people can see it as a curse and a blessing. It's like, okay, yeah, you're going to go set a standard, or sometimes you might get nervous as you hear other people go on. So, you know, as the evening unfolded, how were you feeling as other DJs, you know, kept showing their sets?
Well, with me going on so early, I had the pressure of delivering a perfect set, you know, and that brought in a few nerves, but, you know, I mean, we've been there and done that, so, you know, we had to try to maintain the cool figure and, you know, get it out. But also, what happens is, if you go on earlier and you put on that pressure, the other guys have to go past that, and sometimes, you know, you're there and you're saying to yourself, boy, my set might not be as good as that. So that alone is pressure for you already.
Like torture.
Yeah, so it's like then, you know, you have to be battling the set you have, try to better it on the day, which will cause problems.
You know what? I hope everybody who is thinking about being a DJ or thinking of being in the competition next year, you're taking some tips, because that's tips from the champ.
right.
And speaking about that, I mean, your support was crazy. What do you have to say for the people who support you, and what does that do for you?
Oh, well, every year, you know, it's like the numbers keep on increasing, you know. I don't do much, just, you know, show them love and, you know, always be there. They're always supporting me. And when I have to support them, I do the same in return, you know, and it just keeps on growing.
Now, what has Green Synergy and you being part of this competition, and obviously the winner twice already, what has this done for X Factor as the brand?
Well, I would say Green Synergy was the launch of my brand, because before that, you know, I was just starting in 2015. You know, I won in 2015. Back then, I was with Ecstatic Entertainment. You know, that's where it all started, you know, and I cannot thank Heineken more than I've been doing, because they were like the platform for me. I went there and won, and from there it's just been growing and growing and growing.
Now, what has Green Synergy and you being part of this competition, and obviously the winner twice already, what has this done for X Factor as the brand?
Well, I would say Green Synergy was the launch of my brand, because before that, I was just starting in 2015. I won in 2015. Back then, I was with Ecstatic Entertainment. That's where it all started, and I cannot thank Heineken more than I've been doing, because, they were like the platform for me. I went there and won, and from there, it's just been growing and growing and growing.
Now, a lot of things people don't know as well. They look at it and they see the competition, and that's all they see. DJs come and they compete, but behind the scenes, there's a lot of training that goes on with Heineken, from image to how to actually develop your skills, and just all sorts of things that would be needed to come together to have persons and the DJs who take part be professionals in what they do. And I think a lot of people don't realize what goes on behind the scenes and what Heineken really invests in you all as DJs.
Yep, they do a lot, especially when it comes to the dressing and stuff. They press on that. You got to be professional. You got to practice every day. There's no day in, day out in it. You have to be in it every day. Sweat falling in the mix. I have to open it, clean it up.
That's
get back going.
People don't know.
There's a lot of hard work in the background. So it's not just when the competition is coming around to think, well, you could just go and spend 1 month of practice and come, and it don't work that way. You got to put in the hours, the months, days, every second you get. Yeah.
Now, I have a question, because I'm sure a lot of people may be wondering. So we know X Factor by now, and the brand is growing. I'm seeing you at so many events now, house DJ at different places. What is your real name?
Elisha Esteva.
Okay. I had to ask for the people, because you know what? We know you as X Factor, and we're seeing you growing. It's just things I'm sure other fans would like to know. So that's good. I'm going to also continue with this. What's your favorite color?
White, gray, black.
All right. So that's 3. So remember that. What is your favorite snack?
Favorite snack. I'm not really the snack type of person. Maybe I don't know if you'd consider that to be a snack, fried plantain.
Okay, no, that can be a snack.
Yeah,
that can be a snack.
Like
And let me see here. If you were gonna be stranded on an island and you can only have 3 things with you, what would you take?
To me, the 2 important is food, shelter, and maybe clothing.
Okay, he's playing it safe.
Yeah, because you could survive with those 3. Food, clothing, and shelter. But I mean,
Well, I really thought I'd hear you say your turntables, but this is the reigning champion for the skills segment of Heineken Green Synergy 2018 X Factor. And again, it's such a pleasure having you here. And one other thing I want to say, I can see your growth as well holistically, because besides your skills keep growing. But the first time we interviewed you, were very shy and timid and reserved. And I know it's still your nature to be a little bit timid, but you're not even afraid to do interviews anymore, and that just shows the growth. And this is just 2 years of it. So there's a lot of big things happening. All the best to you for this year, and I hope to see what you bring next year if you decide to be part in it, although you have to defend. So we look forward to seeing his journey. You can follow him on his social media. So this is your reigning champ for Heineken Green Synergy 2018 X Factor. Welcome back, family. So this morning has returned, and guess what? If you didn't know, Teachers Week is officially opened and it's time to start it off the right way. They definitely got off to the right foot yesterday. They held an ecumenical service to just prepare them, get them ready, re-energized and refocused as they celebrate this week.
Send your spirit, God. Send your spirit to set us free and to open up our eyes. Scripture in Luke chapter 6 verse 39 to 40 says that he also told them this parable. Can a blind lead the blind? Will they not both fall into a pit? The student is not above the teacher, but everyone who is fully trained will be like their teacher. Father, this morning, you have filled us. And our Lord is speaking to us by telling us that we, as educators, need to have broader vision. That we, as educators, need to move with the Spirit of the Lord and not play a blind eye to those who are falling by the wayside. He is asking us this morning to understand that though our students come from different backgrounds, that they are not above the teacher. Though we as educators are educated on various levels, that in itself puts us in a position to help each other, so that we as educators could be fully trained.
See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. You know, I'm not going to speak to the dysfunctionality in our system, but I will use this dysfunctionality as a framework within which we are called as teachers to redeem the times. We have an opportunity to impact a generation and to transform lives that we must not take for granted. Our profession gives us direct access into the lives of young people, the young people of this land, and that we must not take for granted. The opportunity that we have to shape, to mold, and to determine godly outcomes is unparalleled. Nobody can do it better than us. We are pivotal in the work of transforming a landscape, of redeeming the times because of our distinguished position to determine the direction of a life.
This year's theme we have heard in English is the right to education means the right to a qualified teacher. We learned a little while ago that mathematically that reads the right to education is equal to the right to a qualified teacher. And we also learned that biblically that means the blind cannot lead the blind. I trust that we'll be guided by that message throughout this week and beyond. So colleagues, being a teacher is a very special task. We are under the scrutiny not only of school administrators and ministry administrators, but of the society. And there is support for this, as in James chapter 3, verses 1 to 2. It says, not many of you should become teachers, my brothers and sisters. For you know that we who teach will be judged with greater strictness. End of quote. I will say this to you, colleagues, to say that we need to take our work very seriously. We need to reflect on what we do. It is why we organize as a teachers union, Teachers Week. It is not, there will be some time a little bacchanal now and again. But the ecumenical service is to help us build our own spirituality so that we can give the children what we have. It's not possible to share with anybody what you don't have. So we come together as a profession, as members of the profession, to build ourselves so that we're able to greater or better impact our students. I trust that we will use this week to reflect seriously on our profession and to continue to build our profession despite the odds. With these words, I want to declare Teachers Week open.
I'm trading my shame. I'm laying them down for the joy of the Lord. I'm trading my sickness. I'm trading my sickness. I'm trading my pain. I'm trading them down for the joy of the Lord. We say yes, Lord, yes, Lord, yes, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord, yes, Lord, yes, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord, yes, Lord, yes, yes, Lord. Amen.
How are you doing, St. Lucia? Are you guys still locked on with me? This brings us to the end of this morning, but the start of your day. So we're going to make sure we keep it positive. We have some good energy flowing. Go with that. And of course, again, big up to all of our teachers. Good morning to you guys. Students, be kind, be good. Make it easy on your teachers this week, at least for this week, okay? And with that said, go out, have an amazing day. Hopefully I run into one, two, or many of you today. That's going to be pretty awesome. And until then, we're looking forward to Free Up Fridays. So go out and have fun. We'll see you tomorrow.